Gentlemen, welcome into another action-packed episode of your favorite sports podcast, none other than the Sports Bros podcast. I go by the name of Eddie Cool, aka the HOC, and like I said, I want to welcome you to this little thing we got called the Sports Bros podcast. Always thank y'all for rating, reviewing, and subscribing. Share, subscribe, listen. Tell your friends we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. Be Live got us live on Twitch. Um, I found out you can go live on Twitter. So pretty much wherever social media platform that you're on, 8 times out of 10, we are over there as well too. But with that being said, enough for that housekeeping and enough for my incoherent rambling. I only have two of the best co-hosts in the world. Introducing first, the captain of this ship. He is the almighty Be Live.
What's happening? What's going on in the world today? I can assure you that there's so much going on in the world today that it is very tough to fit into an hour plus long episode. We're going to do our very best despite what the other guy thinks about our timing situation and how much time that I take. But there's so much to talk about. Pro football, college football. We haven't even started to talk about NBA, college basketball, and hockey because there's so much in the football world. We're going to get there in about a month, but man, oh man, there's just too much going on. But yeah, Black Monday has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Decisions have been made. We'll talk about it, but let's go ahead and introduce the other guy. Let him have his moment in the sun, his 15 seconds of fame. Yeah, here he is.
He is the other guy with the captain seed on his jersey. He is the pride of Washington, Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, the money man, Scotty D.
Misty watercolored memories of the way we were. And that is, for the first time in 19 years, a vacancy at the head coaching position in Pittsburgh. Memories. That's all Mike Tomlin's got now is memories. This news broke today.
We have
Eddie Cool. Is this top of the order big? Is this top of the order big?
We had some technical difficulties, Scotty D. But could you repeat that? What you just said again?
I don't remember.
That's cool. And with that being said, with Scotty D talking about Mike Tomlin stepping down out of Pittsburgh, you know what? Let's go ahead and hop right into it. The top of the order. All right, let's get this thing top of the order.
I said probably the best stuff I've ever said in that 10 seconds.
Yep, and and we did not witness it. We're back at it. Yeah.
Yep, man. Yep, Scotty D, we apologize for that technical difficulty, sir.
I ain't had nothing to do with it.
Well, I'm sorry. To our listeners, we apologize for that technical difficulty. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the big news coming out of the Steel City out of Western Pennsylvania. After 19 seasons, Mike Tomlin said, you know what? I'm done, because the Steelers lost last night to the Texans in the wild card game. And the Mike Tomlin era, 19 consecutive winning seasons, one Super Bowl win and 2 appearances. It's over. It is over. Fellas, with that being said, Scotty D, since you're right there in the backyard of Acrisure Stadium, I got it right. I almost called it Heinz Field. Of the I'm called the AC. Since you're in the backyard of the AC, Scotty D, what's the word around the Steel City, man?
What I'm getting around here mostly is, I think, disbelief in a good way. I think Steeler fans here wanted this so long, they can't believe that it finally happened. There's like a sense of joy and relief that this finally took place. Had to happen. It had to happen. I was personally, like probably many of my counterparts here in Pennsylvania, was surprised to hear this news today. especially so fast after the game.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you don't hear something this big quite so soon. So he must have been ready. This had to have been on his mind. I didn't think it was going to happen because I thought he wanted to continue on, and I didn't think that the Roonies were going to pull the plug on Mike Tomlin. But I think it was the right move, man. You have to figure this team, the Steelers went 10-7 this year. They won the division, and there are a lot of teams in the NFL that would be excited about that. They would be happy that they accomplished that. And the Steeler fans here were booing Mike Tomlin and chanting "Fire Tomlin" on the field in the middle of a game back in, I think it was October, maybe November. I think it was they played Buffalo, and it was like beating the Ravens. Probably gave them a stay of execution for a week as far as the fan base. The fan base really has been clamoring for change for a long time. So what's going to happen if Tomlin starts next season as a head coach again? This year, he got to be more, I think, people really getting on him in a personal level more than I've heard before. For that to happen in the stadium, for coming across national television, you hearing the chants "Fire Tomlin." I mean, let's say he stays opening day next year. They still have quarterback problems. It's probably not going to be Aaron Rodgers. We don't know who it's going to be, but maybe it is. Maybe it's Tua. Who knows? That there's a lot to be decided. But let's say opening day is in Acrisure Stadium and the Steelers are down 14-0 at halftime. Those chants of "Fire Tomlin" and those boos are going to be raining down all over the field starting then on the 1st of September and going all through another season. And maybe he got too much for Tomlin to bear to have to for like all his past good currency must be burned up. But there's a lot of pressure now because there's a lot of pressure for him now because he hasn't won a playoff game in, I think it's 9 years now. He's lost his last 5 in a row by double digits. This wasn't good enough for the Steelers and the Steeler fans. They've seen too much success, and that's not the standard here any longer. So I think this had to happen. Be live.
I'm gonna say this because I like to do two things. I like to stir the pot. I like to play devil's advocate. When it comes to, before I make my initial statement about it, Scotty D, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask Eddie Cool. I'm gonna ask you from your fan perspective. Scotty D, you're a diehard fan of the Dallas Cowboys. Eddie, me and you are diehard fans of the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Given our level of success with our franchises, our teams, would you rather have what the Steelers have had over the past 19 seasons or what our franchises have had in the past 19 seasons?
Scotty D, I'm gonna let you go first.
Well, I've had similar, and I don't like it. For me, the change had to come at the general manager / owner, and I'm not getting that change.
Yeah, you're not getting that one.
I'm not getting that change. No, Jerry Jones says he wants to retire with the most Super Bowl wins ever for an owner. He's 3 behind Robert Kraft, and he's not going to pick one up this year. So that would mean starting next year, he'd have to win the next 4, even to consider retirement. That takes him to age 88. So no, but to answer your question, I feel like that is the same situation I'm in, and going to the playoffs and not having success. I mean, that sucks. Who wants that? I mean, had I not had any kind of playoff appearances in 20 years, or then yeah, maybe. If I'm Cleveland, I'm thrilled with that. But as a Cowboys fan, I'm not. What about you?
As a Panthers fan, I want some of that. Because I'm over looking at Tomlin's record. In his second year at the helm, he won a Super Bowl, and 2 years after that, they went back to the Super Bowl, but they lost to the Green Bay Packers, and they were the AFC champions. So if it includes a championship, I'm all for it. 19 years, not a single losing record. I mean, I'm looking at the stats, his record right now.
Yeah, but would you be happy with the last 10 years, 12 years?
No.
Would you want that to be winning every year, going to the playoffs every year, but not necessarily winning?
So the thing about going to the playoffs is it's like, okay, so you have how many games was it? 16, 17, 18 games or whatever. Pretty soon it's going to be like Canada. Teams are going to be like 9-9 pretty soon. But looking at it like, okay, the past 10 years, okay, we might be close. We're getting close. We're getting close. We're getting close. We're getting close. After year number 8, damn it, we are we going to get the cheese out the trap or what? What are we doing here? Are we going to get the cheese? Are we going to go for it? Like, what the hell are we doing? So it gets to the point to where if the standard is here that you set, like Mike Tomlin did his first few years as coach, but after that loss in the Super Bowl, you've been here. You hadn't even been here. You've been here. Like each year, you kind of dramatically drop between everything that's happened in the league over the last handful of years, and you got changes of quarterback and all this stuff. So to a point, I'm like, you know what, man? Can we get to a Super Bowl? Because then again, what good is being good for 19 consecutive years and winning, and you not getting you're not winning it, you're not
Not
winning a
winning any
championship
playoff
out of
games.
it.
You're not even winning
And,
playoff
and yeah,
games.
and then you're not winning any playoff games. So it's kind of like one defeats the other. If that makes sense. Yeah, you got a Super Bowl ring, but yeah, you're in it every year because you remember how people were in some people in Pittsburgh. I'm not even in Pittsburgh. I was hanging my head on it. Well, he hasn't lost. He hasn't has a losing season in his coaching career. But I thought about it today. I'm like, yeah, this is old. This is old. You can have all the win seasons you want to, but if you're not doing nothing in the playoffs, not getting to the Super Bowl with all that talent that you have, because you got to think about, man, he's had AB, he's had Le'Veon Bell, and not to mention the defense. He's had Troy Polamalu, he's got T.J. Watt, and like, so you mean to tell me like um out of all that, all you get is one championship? I'm looking. He should have had at least 2 or 3 on the way out. But then again, when you're playing in the AFC during that 19-year period of time, there's a little bump in the road in Foxborough called New England. Couldn't get past that. Couldn't get over that. Couldn't get around. Couldn't, and that's what a block was. But yet still, I mean, 19 years is good, but playoffs? Can we win a game in the playoffs at least? So I mean, it's kind of like, it's yes and no, if that makes sense.
Um, I posed that question because I already had a feeling of what the answer would be from you guys,
Hmm.
and essentially just emphasizes my point. The word of the day is stagnant.
Yeah.
The Steeler fans are tired of being stagnant.
Yeah.
Like it's even to the point like we as a podcast as finalists, we've every year we try to write off the Steelers. We try to write them off because at some point in time we look at the writing on the wall. I mean, and it's one of those things where even though Tomlin exceeds our expectations for the past like 3 years, it's still not a level of success.
Mm-mm.
Being a Panthers fan, would I like 19 straight playoff appearances? Well, I don't know if it's 19 straight playoff appearances, but 19 straight winning seasons. But uh, I want that one Super Bowl. That's one thing I do want. Do I want like mediocrity as opposed to be like it sucks being bottom barrel? I can tell you that much. But one thing that doesn't come with being bottom barrel for a couple of years here and there is that expectation. I can tell you from this past weekend.
And draft position,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which is important.
that is important. But that's such a hard thing to root for. I guess yes, I want us to be terrible so we get a good draft position, but there's strategy behind it. As like I said, as a Panthers fan, this past weekend, I have not felt like this in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
The hype behind it, all of the like, would I like to have that more often? Yes, but given certain circumstances, we've been realists from time. Even this year, I've been a realist. I'm like, when I said that the Panthers would win the division, I was like, yeah, they're going to be 9-8. They're not going to be great. I just feel like they can overcome the NFC South. They did that even at a lesser record than I predicted, which is at 8-9. Coming into the game, I was like, man, the fan in me wants the Panthers to win. The analysts in me, we're going to get blown out. Thank God it was a good game.
Ooh.
But as a fan, you had a successful season. you have something to be excited for. Steelers fans don't, because they feel like they just got more of the same.
And it doesn't help that Aaron Rodgers is already on his way out. Like,
Yeah, I think I think that was going to be it for him either way. And I surely don't see him being in the plans of a new coach coming in.
yeah. So I mean, that was sort of that. The writing was on the wall. I think I'm glad that the organization pretty much allowed Tomlin to basically write his own script, go out on his terms, so to speak. Even though there might have been a little bit of pressure from the front office, we don't see it. We see it, Mike Tomlin after 19 years, first ballot Hall of Famer. Let's not get anything crazy.
Yeah.
Let's not first ballot Hall of Fame coach. That period, point blank. Anybody that says otherwise, it doesn't know ball. Like that's what their favorite phrase right now. They don't know ball. There's a lot of Steelers fans that are like, good, thank God it's finally over. But I think it's not necessarily that Tomlin was a bad coach. It's just it was that word again, stagnant.
I think Tomlin was a really good coach. I don't think he was a great coach, because there's a chance that another coach might have not had the Steelers at 10-7 this year. He might have coached them up to that, but he also probably lost some games that they should not have lost to Cleveland when they're trying to clinch the division 2 weeks ago. That shouldn't have happened. And a missed kick by a Ravens kicker who you thought was going to make that kick, and the Steelers wouldn't have even made the playoffs this year.
That writing was already on the wall, and I think that was the reason why it came so quickly to your question earlier, was because like he was like, dude, if we didn't make the playoffs, I was definitely gone. Like that was I think that was already sitting in the back of his head. And I mean, he came into this game, and then he came into this game, and they fought for pretty much 3 quarters, and then the wheels fell off because it was 7-6, and then
the wheels were never really on. CJ Stroud was just helping keep them in the game.
That part.
I mean, come on. In the fourth quarter, the Steelers were losing 10-6 and were +3 in the turnover battle at that point.
That is true.
How many times are you going to be up 3 turnovers to none and still be trailing in the fourth quarter? It's things like that, and I don't know why the team wasn't organized. I know this about Tomlin. He seems to really resonate with a lot of his players. I've heard some contradictions as far as Watt goes and some other things, but a lot of players say they would run through a wall for the guy. But Tomlin didn't even have a coaching tree. How many guys coached under Tomlin went on to become successful head coaches? There isn't one. There really isn't.
Do we? I'm gonna ask this question. I'm gonna ask a question pertaining to that. Did we even know his coordinators? It was like Tomlin was like that. He was the ace coon. Like he was that dude to the point where like good and bad. It was Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, well,
I don't remember any of their coordinators.
I'll remind you of one which was from 2 years ago, and that was Kavanaugh, and everybody screamed and yelled their heads off to fire that guy until they actually did in the middle of the season. And he probably should never have been hired in the first place. And I think that was a Tomlin hire.
Tomlin hire, yeah.
And Arthur Smith, I think, sometimes is a little bit vanilla with his offense. Maybe he feels like Aaron Rodgers has some limitations at his age. I don't know, but boy, there was a whole lot against Houston. Didn't seem like a lot of urgency, a lot of quick passes into the flat that were sniffed out and snubbed out quickly by that Houston defense. Didn't see a lot of creativity in that offense. And Arthur Smith is a guy that Tomlin brought in, who ironically is getting head coach mentions in other places. But I don't know. I think the Steelers need a whole complete makeover in the entire coaching staff and personnel.
Yep. And speaking of coordinators, we may know a few. Terrell Austin, who's been around for quite some time, he was on the defensive side of things. And offensively, Bruce Arians, and we see what happened to him. Todd Haley, Randy Fitchner, Matt Canada, and most recently Arthur Smith.
Canada. I said Kevin. Canada. That was.
Okay.
Canada. There was
And
a guy that was coaching at Pitt whose last name was Kavanaugh.
Right.
Canada was the guy I was saying. They were yelling, they were screaming it
Yeah.
from the city skyline 2 years ago. They were chanting "Fire Canada" at the Penguins hockey games. That's how bad everybody wanted this guy gone.
Yeah.
They wanted him out of here.
Was Canada once with the Patriots? Is that the same guy?
No, you think about Matt Patricia.
No, I'm not thinking of Patricia. I was thinking, like maybe I'm just mistaken of the namesake, but yeah, I'm not thinking Patricia. But it really don't really quite matter. I was just bringing up that point. So basically, just listing them. Do we remember them with their tenure at Pittsburgh, or do we remember them more of their jobs elsewhere? And that's sort of like you asked about the culture tree and whatnot. But yeah, at the end of the day, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's like his consistency, while we call it stagnant now. I feel like more teams would want some level of consistency rather than no success at all. So I don't know. Fortunate for the Carolina Panthers, we have seen the mountaintop a couple of times, so we got a semblance of that. So, but there's some teams in the league that have seen nothing. So I mean, does he seek another job? Do we have a job swap where Harbaugh comes to the Steelers? And
what's the graphic that we saw earlier, B Live? And you point out the comment.
Basically where who would have thought during this season coming in that Zach Taylor would be the coach that would still have his job? The last Harbaugh, freaking Tomlin, and Stefanski all fired from the AFC North respective teams. And Zach Taylor, who we were calling for his job years ago.
He should go too.
He needs to go too. Yeah.
Years ago, he still is there in Cincinnati. But man, the coaching carousel.
Yep, it's a lot going on. Raheem Morris, he's gone. Mike McDaniel, he's gone. Scott's favorite coach in Arizona, Gannon, he's gone.
And he might be actually interviewing for the Cowboys offensive coordinator position.
Don't do that.
I'm serious. His name's on that list.
The jokes will never end if that happens.
Yeah, go see if y'all can pry Jim Schwartz away from Cleveland. Because if I'm Cleveland, I'm taking Jim Schwartz. I mean, I got somebody in house. I've always liked Jim Schwartz ever since he was with Detroit. And Jim Schwartz plays no games. Speaking of games, fellas, let's go ahead and talk about.
They played football this past weekend.
Yeah, they did a little something called playing football.
Boy, the NFL put on a show this weekend.
Yeah, boy, they put on the show. The first game, Carolina and the Rams. B-Live was so close.
The energy that was in that stadium, as I've already mentioned before. And now, and this again, I'm going to say this little piece. So we were talking about the culture carousel. Everybody, I'm like people that don't know ball again, they want Vero gone from Carolina because of that prevent defense that he played with 38 seconds to let Stafford freaking go all the way down the field. It's Matt Stafford, MVP Matt Stafford, fourth quarter Matt Stafford, Super Bowl winning quarterback Matt Stafford that you played prevent defense against. He's going to get the ball where he needs to get the ball. Don't play that. But now, Avero, some teams are requesting permission to talk to him about their head coaching position. Which one is it? I could talk for days about it, but that's how tight that game was. Like the difference between the Panthers celebrating and having another game to play, or looking into the future. Then you turn around. Then you had the Packers that were up by 21-6 and gave up that game. Bears with in the last drive. Then the Bills did the same exact thing. 3 games in a row, all decided within the last 2 minutes of the game. you can't write a better script. And we all know that the NFL does write some scripts. I'm just playing. They wrote a script against the Panthers in Tampa Bay so that we watch the Saints and my bad. I'm sorry. I went out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you had to
I went
watch that.
I went too far.
B-Live, I'm gonna pull it back. B-Live, I'm gonna
Nobody
pull it back.
remembers. Nobody
Yeah.
remembers.
So that being said, fellas, standout moments in the playoffs so far to this point, because next week we have the divisional rounds, those games in the AFC. We got the Bills at the Broncos, Texans at the Patriots, and in the NFC we got the 49ers at the Seahawks and the Rams at the Bears. But wild card weekend, fellas, was it wild? What are our standout moments from that weekend?
For me, it was because I've never liked Aaron Rodgers when he threw the pick six to end the game. I said, let that be the last pass Aaron Rodgers ever threw in the NFL as it's getting returned for a touchdown. But that was mean, but that's okay. But for me, when Josh Allen snuck the ball into the end zone to take the lead against Jacksonville, I thought it was a terrible decision to score. I thought that he should have dove down, kept the ball right at the 1 yard line, and ran some time off the clock because the Bills still had timeouts. And I thought, you're not going to give the ball. You're going to give the ball back to the team whose kicker can make it from his own 20 yard line. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, that dude's setting bombs. He has the 2 longest kicks ever.
Yeah.
67, 68 yards. This guy, all you got to do is get near the 50, and he might make you pay. So I thought that was misplayed, and it worked out because a carom off the hands of the receiver. Well, actually, I guess the Buffalo defender made a play, and Trevor Lawrence's last pass of the game was picked off, and Buffalo advances. But I thought that was misplayed. That I never thought McDermott is. I've never had a complete faith in him, and I second guessed him, and I second guessed Sean McVay, who I think is fantastic, and I second guessed Ben Johnson. All the coaches who I think are good, I second guess this weekend, and they all end up winning. B-Live, what about you?
Two standout moments for me after the wild card weekend. One, how in the entire world do the San Francisco 49ers keep winning with the onslaught of injuries? I watched in real time, George, I watched that rubber band snap in the back of his leg. That Achilles just popped. I said, yeah, that's it. That's it for George Kittle. And they continue to win. And it's like, it has to run out at some point in time.
Got to be coaching.
Yeah, right. When you talk about players want to run through a wall for somebody, hey, Kyle Shanahan has he keeps,
and Saleh.
Yeah, Robert Saleh will be a head coach this coming year. I have no doubt.
I just hope for his sake it's in a good organization, because that Jets.
There's rumors about the Las Vegas Raiders, and I don't think that's a good fit for him.
No,
but that's it's one of those things. Unfortunately, the nature of the game is that if you're a good team, you don't need a coach. So it's like he's going to go.
Usually,
yeah. You're going to go somewhere that is either rebuilding, like maybe Robert Saleh, maybe to the Ravens, maybe like it might be a good fit. But again, that's just one of those things. But I want to definitely put out there about the 49ers. But this is out of all of the great football that we saw this weekend, my favorite moment was the Jacksonville Jaguars post-game press conference. The reporter goes by the name of Lynn Jones, and she didn't ask. You could reporters get their little piece of time and ask some of the dumbest questions known to man. Oh, if you would have had a chance to do it again, would you do something different? Of course I would. I'm sorry.
Or in the words of Scotty D, what did Doris Burke ask Kawhi Leonard about
Come on, this I will say America's favorite auntie right now, Lynn Jones, took the time and basically said the community of Jacksonville is behind you. You did an incredible job. we did not expect you to have such a turnaround with this team. Keep your head up. I was almost in tears when I heard. I was like,
And it
this
made him
is
smile. You could tell everybody
right.
was touched by that. Leon Duval, very,
I,
very touched by that.
Jesus Christ. There you go, Leon Duval. You will ruin a good moment. God.
what's his name, Scotty D?
Leon
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 Duval.
Duval, the head coach of the Jaguars.
Hey
Leon
man,
Duval.
we better trademark that. But yeah, Be Live. I felt like I got a big head all of a sudden. Yeah, I felt like my mom was in the room. I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? But yeah, and to everybody that has something to say about her, I know we're up against it. Let me say this. Some of you by the name of, Shady McCoy had something to say. Jamel Hill had something to say. Everybody had something to say. But shout out to Matt Barnes and Pat McAfee for telling you people to F off. Because you have to understand that other than being a coach and other than, coaching people and leading men, we're human at the end of the day. We're human at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure um, um, Leon Duval was taunted for his whole Duval press conference thing. And it was like, well, yes, and we did it. We did it.
I had jokes for days.
Yeah,
Now, I'm gonna let you know, if I was a Jacksonville fan, I would be like Duval because hey, that boy's gonna be there.
yeah,
This is not a one off.
no,
That boy's gonna be there.
yeah. And you got to think he took a 4-12 team and took them to the playoffs, and they won a division. If I'm not mistaken, did they
Oh
win a
yeah.
division? And they won a division. So to everybody, you professional journalists, you athletes turned podcasters, I have a journalism degree, and I understand that you have to be unbiased and you don't have to be a homer. But in this case, I mean, I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it, and you should be mad at it either as well too. Let's see. My standout moments from the playoffs was them damn Carolina Panthers fighting, fighting. Jimmy Horn, you got to catch that ball, but Bryce, you got to put it up to where he can catch it. Um, Shout out to my Carolina Panthers, man, because if you've been listening to the podcast for the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 months, like, we don't know what we're going to get. We don't know what we're going to get. And I have my hopes real low. I have low expectations. Okay. Sometimes I have low expectations depending on what it is. But due to the fact that I'm like, okay, well, they've had an up and down season. They've been beating people. It's the classic case of the teams they should have beat, the Saints, they didn't beat them. And the teams they got no business beating, the Rams and the Packers, they wound up beating them anyway. But it was I feel good going into the next season, and like you said, be like to see the energy in that place, man. That building was rocking and shaking and rocking back and forth. They had Cam out there beating the drum. It gives me hope for the future. It gives me hope for the future. We just got to fix a few things. Got to fix a few things. But I think other than that, we're good because I seen this coming last year. I kind of seen this coming because you remember when they played the Eagles in Philly. They played them real close. And then they played Kansas City, I think, in Carolina, real close as well, too. I said, man, they playing teams close, man. I don't know what to make of
They
this.
can fight. They can fight with the best. And on top of that, I can tell you one thing: somebody that earned a few extra zeros after this year, undrafted, Jalen Coker earned some zeros on his paycheck. He's gonna get. He's gonna get signed. He's wide receiver 2, and he's
Yeah,
gonna get some. He's gonna get some numbers. He definitely showed out in this game for sure. And I definitely want to highlight, man, Jalen Coker. We appreciate you. You're
yeah,
definitely wide receiver 2.
yeah.
Leggett, I don't know what to tell you, but
3-4, 3-4, 3 or 4. Go. He need to go to that Ocho's. He need to go to Ocho Cinco's wide receiver university or something, man. Because I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if him doing music videos with Glorilla and the popularity of his accent and everything. That's cool. That's fine. That's dandy. But we're going into year 3, bro. We going this.
he rode a horse to the stadium for the game.
Yeah.
I was like,
From
oh
from
Lord,
from from Mullins? No, I'm
no,
joking.
no, no. Lord, jeez,
Yeah,
but
I'm joking.
man, just the antics. But yeah, I'm with you on that, Eddie Cool. When it comes to Carolina, it was oh God, you could have told me nothing
Yeah,
if we'd have won that game.
yeah. Cleveland would have hated me. And by the way, Be Live, Guess who comes to Cleveland next season?
Oh yeah, we talked
So
about
we're gonna figure it out. We are going to figure it out. All right,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we are up against the break, but when we come back, we're gonna make our picks and predictions about the divisional rounds in the NFL and also the college football final. Well, we got Indiana beating everybody, and could Miami be the one to get belt the ass? We'll see on the 19th. Stick stay, but you dare go away. The Sports Bros podcast will be right back. are back on your favorite sports podcast, the SportsBros podcast.
Ever so lovely.
No, you're early.
Oh,
you're early. Not yet, but you're there. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, we covered everything from Mike Thomas stepping down to the standout moments from the wild card NFL playoffs, and let's go ahead and hop into the divisional round games, if you will, in the American Football Conference. We have a good one between the Bills and the Broncos, as the Broncos are the home team, and then we have the Texans at the home team Patriots, and the Seahawks host the 49ers in the NFC, and the Bears host the Rams in that contest as well too. All right, fellas, we have 4 games. All right, who you got? Who's going to win it, and why? What say you, Scotty D?
Which ones are we doing? We doing AFC first? Is that what you were saying?
Yep, you'll do the AFC first. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, I'm going to take Houston to go up there and beat New England.
Okay.
And I'm taking Buffalo to go win in Denver.
Okay.
2 road wins.
Taking 2 road wins. Yep.
All right.
Who you got, B Live?
I am. Oh boy. I'm gonna pick the Patriots because I believe they play. They're playing error-free football. The Texans cannot make the same mistakes that they made against the Steelers, and yeah, it's still. It looked lopsided, but it was 7-6 for the majority part, and I don't think that New England's going to let them not make those mistakes and not capitalize.
I just don't see CJ Stroud being that poor 2 weeks in a row. It bothers me that they're traveling on a short week. That bothers me.
The thing about it is that CJ Stroud has sort of been that all year.
Yeah.
He hasn't been.
But with that defense, he doesn't have to be great. He just has to be not doing that stuff.
Oh, I think that with their defense, I think Drake May is not going to be as good. But I think if the offense makes those mistakes, as opposed to the Steelers not being able to move the ball at all, Drake May is going to find a way. And I think with that, I'm gonna give the edge to the Patriots. Bills, Broncos. Do I want to flip a coin? Because can Josh Allen be Superman again?
He better.
He has. The thing about this, he has to be.
He has to be.
And that's one of those things where, at some point in time, like I just feel like it's not going to be enough again. Now we saw flashes of Keon Coleman. Did I see much of Stephon Diggs? I didn't see, but I did see Shakir. Shakir showed up finally. My bad. Bring it back. I had him. On my fan.
Diggs don't play for the Bills. Yeah, so you said Diggs. So
did I say Diggs?
Yes, you did.
I thought he went
Davis.
back.
You think about Davis?
Gabe Davis is out. His knee's done.
Yeah,
he's
I don't know what I was thinking. Shakir showed up finally. I saw bits of Keon Coleman, but it was a lot of Josh Allen. I really think the Broncos and Sean Payton, I don't think they're going to have much of that. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I feel like Josh Allen is going to be nursing a couple of oohs and ouches and whatnot. And I think his time is going to run out. And then that scrutiny is going to be over his head yet again. So, yeah, I go Broncos, Patriots in the AFC Championship.
All right, let's see. My turn now. We got the Bills and the Broncos. That thin mile high air, I don't know, man. It might get those Bills, so I'm picking the Broncos to win. And as you stated before, what Houston did last night, they cannot do that against the Patriots. But I think the Patriots are hot. They're on fire. They're falling on all cylinders. So in the AFC, I'm going to pick the home teams. I'm going to pick the Broncos and the Patriots. All right, let's go to the NFC side of things. We got the 49ers and the Seahawks and the Rams at the Bears. I'm going to get my picks out the way. I'm going to pick the Seahawks because of that nasty defense. I think it stopped the buck stops here for the 49ers as much as I would like for them to win, but to to play a team for the third time in the season, that's kind of tough. Remember, Be Live, we had to play what the Saints 3 times 1 year. And remember how that turned out?
Yeah.
And then Rams at the Bears. This is where it gets interesting. If I check the weather report, I think somebody correct me if I'm wrong out there, chat. They may be facing some weather, some weather issues, and so if the weather issues, what I think, see Saturday, when they play, was it Saturday or Sunday they're playing?
They're playing Sunday 6:30.
High of 17, low of 9. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, high of 17, low of 9. It's supposed to be snowing, and you said at 6 o'clock. It'll be done snowing, but it'll probably pick up between 7 and 8 again. So yeah, the Bears have the weather on their side. So I'm going to pick the 49. I'm going to pick the Seahawks in the Bears NFC Championship game. What you got, Be Live?
Well, you mentioned the weather being a factor, and because Chicago plays in the colder area, whatnot. The only thing about that I might have an issue with, though, do I trust DeAndre Swift for Chicago, or do I trust Kyron Williams and Blake Corum for the Rams? If I had to pick up the two teams that could run the ball in the weather better, that's going to be the Rams. I give the Rams the advantage in that situation, even though like they play in LA and the weather's like Blake Corum played college ball in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be a factor to him. I don't know where Kyron Williams played, but I think if I'm looking for weather being a factor, the passing game not being as strong, that's where, especially with games are won in the trenches, and I'm going to give the edge to the Rams. So I'm picking the Rams to win. I was going to pick them anyway, but now I was like, shoot, you give me another reason to pick the Rams. And as far as the Seahawks and 49ers, you say because of Seahawks defense. I say for the same reason that I'm not picking the Bills is that they're too injured. They're too injured. I honestly, like the Eagles are a shell of their former selves to start with. The Seahawks are not. The Seahawks are firing on all cylinders, and the 49ers just don't have enough to stop the Seahawks, and the Seahawks definitely have enough to stop the 49ers. Seahawks, Rams, all NFC West showdown and the NFC Championship. Oh, yeah.
I'm also going to go with the Rams just because I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to back off of that now. And I really hate picking against the 49ers, but I think this could be a case of running out of gas. And I can't pick all the road teams. I'm going to take the Seahawks at home to beat the 49ers. So I think that's the only game we all three picked the same as the Seahawks. And for the record, last week, I missed one pick of the whole week. I took the Eagles. They didn't win. Be Live, you missed one the whole week. You picked the Jaguars. And Eddie Cool, you got them all.
Clean sweep for the first time ever in my life. Yeah. I'm in a pick 'em league, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick this one, this one, this one. There was one week where I didn't pick anybody, but how I would have picked somebody during that week too, I would have.
Just remember, broken clock is right twice a
day.
He was right 6 times. So
I know.
Yeah. I'm because I'm looking at Steelers. I'm like, ain't no way in hell to get past this. It's like we get to the playoffs, and then, So from the looks of it, fellas, we got our title games. We'll talk about that, title games when that time comes. So let's go ahead and hop into college football. Miami, BTA, Florida versus the Indiana Hoosiers. Fellas, this is going to be good. Not just good, but good. Going down on the 19th on a Monday. They got to do something about this. I don't mind some games being played on Monday, but this one, like, hey, let's give it to us on a Sunday. You ain't got nothing else going on. Well, no, they got to compete against the NFL.
There's a lot going
Makes it
on.
now I see. Okay, now
Just
I
have
see.
it earlier. Just have it at like 6 o'clock,
Yes.
so I can still go to bed at a reasonable hour.
The NFL could easily have the divisional rounds at 1 and 4 and have the national championship in it, but that's still
That would be good. National championship on
I
Sunday night. I would take that.
yeah, I feel like that's a better situation. Like, just I don't know. Monday night is we watch Monday Night Football, but man, this
So
this it,
this game on Monday night, it's in Miami.
yes,
It's a home game.
And Miami Hurricanes, they play in Miami. They're
Yes.
from there.
Yeah.
This is a home
Indiana, a basketball school, has the best team in their history, and the team that they got to play in the championship game gets a home game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Sounds right.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I got
All right,
Indiana.
fellas. You got Indiana. By how much, Scotty D? By how much?
7.
Is the spread out for? Is the old one out yet?
I'll say it's a 20-13 game.
2013. Be live. What say you?
I'm definitely picking Indiana. It's clear as day that Kirk Signetti has these boys coached up, trained. And it's meticulous coaching. Like these guys are not flooded with 4 and 5 stars. These guys know how to play with each other, and Kirk Signetti has a formula that everybody else will be trying to duplicate next year and the years to come. But yeah, Signetti, the way he's got in the way it's not even like these teams that they're playing are scrubs. Not Alabama, Oregon, and he's beating them by 35 points. Like this is ridiculous. Miami wasn't even supposed to be here. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from them, but they're about to run into arguably one of the best college football teams of all time.
Here's what I don't like. NCAA's got to step in here and not allow teams like Oregon, who are competing for a championship, have coaches worrying about their future jobs and recruits and guys going into the transfer portal a week of come on.
Oregon
NCAA do something.
Oregon was down to like their 5th or 6th string running back.
5th running back, yeah. This guy doesn't know the blocking schemes, and the quarterback, he's running into the quarterback, and the quarterback's fun. I mean, come on.
I think there was a couple other players that literally entered the transfer portal before playing their last game for Oregon. I was like,
NCAA do something. Step in and don't let any coaching hires or transfer portals take place until the national championship game's over.
You know what they should do?
Yeah, what I just said.
Move everything, scheduling wise, move everything a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
The guys are already at school. They've been at school during training camp for months now. For them to start the season in mid-August, as opposed to starting to get the beginning of September, wouldn't hurt anybody. Only thing it would hurt is the kids that are not back at school for the semester yet. But the football players are absolutely at the school already, and they're training and all that stuff.
Or maybe don't take a month off at the end of November.
Well, again, now you're asking them to play 20 games in a row at the collegiate level.
Woo.
Well, no. I'm saying waiting a month before they start playing playoff games, or 3 weeks, whatever it is.
It's 2 weeks.
Whatever it is.
Like literally, it actually was only 10 days. They started. Well, did they start Thursday or Friday? I think they had one game on Friday and 3 games on Saturday, which would coincide. Well, it was almost 2 weeks, 12, 13 days, because the conference championship games were on the first weekend of December. Yeah. So yeah, it was only 2 weeks, which so they had 1 week off and they played the following week. So yeah, that has to happen. They can't just get, but well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to happen with people getting paid the way they are now, but because the NFL doesn't take a week off, and the way they if they want to be semi-pro with the money, I don't know. not all the kids are getting NIL deals, so I throw that out there. But yeah, they move it up at least a week. Like there's the January 19th. You're 2 weeks into the spring semester, and that's why we're having the issues that we're having. They got to move it up. They got to move.
Do something, NCAA. Eddie, Cool, who you got? You picking the upset? You taking the Canes?
Hell no. I'm taking Miami. Hell no. Indiana, they just out here beating everybody by a whole bunch, a whole amount. Miami, surprise.
They're home, Eddie. They're home. They got a quarterback that's been on the team for 9 years.
You know what, Scotty D? Let's talk about home, right? Let's talk about home.
Actually, he's been there 1 year, but he's been playing.
I was about to say he ain't been there that long at all.
Let's talk about home real quick, right? And the belts to ass theory. I got a lot of my ass whippings at home.
Okay.
And the thing about this, Miami doesn't have true home games. Like the stadium is literally like 40 minutes away from the college. They're going to get a lot of local support, but Miami home games have not been.
They got Michael Irvin on the sideline.
Yeah, boy.
Jimmy Johnson's on the sideline, right? Are you going to bet against that, Eddie? You're not going to take Miami?
Yeah, you know what I am going to bet on? The over under. I'm taking the under 5 minutes before Kurt Signetti stares into the camera. That I know that's going to be that has to be a prop bet.
He's intense.
It's prop bet.
He's intense.
He's the Bill Belichick of college football, but Bill Belichick is in college football. Fellas, real quick off topic. I think Vice has a documentary about Bill Belichick's first year in Tar Heel, and it's all about Miss Jordan. It's all about that girlfriend of his, man.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, but she
absolutely not.
She have an OnlyFans?
Oh Lord, looking at my phone.
Yeah, there you go. You
had to get a watch.
I'd subscribe to that too.
Guess what time it is? Oh, Scotty, you got to put your money in something better. Invest in some stocks or something. Looking at my phone because I ain't got to watch. Guess what time it is?
She's pretty.
Pretty annoying.
She's very pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, my watch says our favorite top part of the show.
Ever so lovely.
All those things.
Hey, here's the thing about it. Pretty comes with a price. All right, I'm glad you asked me. Live. It's time once again for our favorite portion of the show, the choices of the voices. With that being said, hey, yo, button, hit it. Choices of the voices coming at you right here on the SportsBros podcast.
Ever so lovely.
Almost. Keep practicing.
And now, our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices.
Misty watercolored memories.
Scotty D, are you ready, Scotty D?
Let's do it.
You laughing about doing it, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, thank you to the wonderful
memories.
Oh Lord. Once again, thank you to the wonderful and
ever so lovely.
There you go, Miss Button, for introducing our favorite portion of the show, the choices of the voices. You know how we do it. We ask y'all a question, we give y'all the answers, and actually, y'all give us the answer. And depending on if y'all listen or not, we'll read it. All right. So with that being said, Scotty D, what's on tap for this week's choices of the voices?
Whose playoff mistake from the past did you find stands out in your memory? Do you remember? Does it stick with you? And some of these answers were not exactly what I had in mind, but there are some good answers here. It's your answers. You can say whatever you want. So, I was thinking along the lines of Tony Romo fumbling the ball against Seattle, that type of thing. It's things that cost you in big moments. And there were some different kind of takes on this question, but not bad takes nonetheless. Eddie Cool. Give us what we got here. What the people say?
Give them what they got. All right. Trey Duke said, why this way? Anything Dallas heard. All right.
That was actually in response. And Trey, I love you, but I'm going to tell it anyway. But when that night that Romo fumbled the ball, Trey found himself in the emergency room later that night with chest pains. He was very upset by that situation and had an exceptionally long post on MySpace. Is how long ago that was. It was on MySpace, and that why thing that he just posted was at the end of that at the end of that rant on
Jeez.
MySpace.
So a long MySpace post and an almost heart attack.
A near heart attack because Romo fumbled. Yeah.
Oh boy. Whew. Die hard.
Sad
All
part
right.
is I get it. I mean,
Yeah. It's,
I get it.
yeah. All right. Joel Lee Turner, Super H Extraordinary, he says, I still can remember exactly where I was watching the Tony Romo fumbled snap. Was he at Overtime Sports Bar
I'm
Cafe?
guessing. I'm guessing that's what he was alluding to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I was.
Yeah. Trey Brown gave us a few of them, and I think it's a few I forgot. He said, can't forget about the Saints multiple times. Oh, so he's a Saints fan. Okay, so here we go. The 2011 wild card versus the Seahawks, Beastquake. Yeah, Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, it was over when that happened. The 2018 divisional round versus the Vikings. The Minnesota Miracle. That's where Stephon Diggs caught the ball and he threw. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The 2019 NFC championship game, the missed pass interference call. That wasn't missed. The rest just didn't call it. Wasn't nothing missed. He looking at it like I'm looking at this microphone. He was like,
That's one against the Rams, right?
yeah, one against the Rams. Yeah, they could have. That's a year they could have went to the Super Bowl. And the 2020 NFC wild card versus the Vikings again. Kevin Rudolph gets the was it Kevin Rudolph? Yeah, Kevin Rudolph gets the game-winning TD. Oh, whoa is the Saints. Oh, whoa, and they ain't. All right.
We're not getting any sympathy over here from me.
Nope. Be Live, we got to deal with Tyler Shuck 2 times next year. Shuck. Oh, shucks. Anyways, Christian Vandenberg says the double doink, go Birds. What is that? What's the double doink? Did it hit the field goal?
Yeah, hit both uprights.
What game was that? What game was that? Blank. The double doink was the Eagles. He said, "Go Birds."
Yeah, he was an Eagles fan. So.
Yeah, the double doink, whatever that is. Anyways, all right. Then Mark Grove sends us a picture. He says you can't forget about this iconic photo versus the Saints, and it has Brett Favre probably looking concussed. Bounty Gate. That's when they try to take his head off. And they try to.
I think it was a picture of Favre sitting there, Favre with his hands on.
Yeah,
I think
like,
what that was when he threw the interception against the Saints late in the championship game. They went to the Super Bowl instead of the Vikings.
Yeah, boy, that Vikings team was loaded. God, it was loaded. Brad Thomas, B-Line, we remember this one. Jake Malone throwing 5 interceptions against the Cardinals in 2008. He was there and he said it was awful. And then Will Georgia said, I was at the game too. It was terrible.
That's Charles Barkley, terrible.
Yeah, Turrible. Matty Martin Tracy said, how about the 2023 Conference Championship game? Kansas City versus Cincinnati. The refs were absolutely atrocious in their calling of the game, and especially giving KC 5 downs and the go-ahead first down. 5, count them, 5 downs, all right? Kevin Wade posted a picture, the Tuck Rule game, the 0-1 divisional round, and that changed things forever, all right? Heath Brady said the 2014 NFC divisional playoff, this call changed the rule on the ground, causing a fumble. This was ruled no catch. Now it's known, I like this term. Now the call is known for making a football move. A football move. Get the hell out of here. Yep, so shout out to Trey Dizzle, Joel, Trey Brown, Christian, Mark Grove, Brad Thomas, Matty Ice Martin Tracy, Kevin Wade, and Heath Brady for their participation in this week's Choices of the Voices.
By the way, the double doink was the Parkey was the kicker for the Bears.
And hit up,
Cody Parkey.
Yeah.
Cody Parkey. Okay.
Yeah. And it hit upright and bounced off the crossbar and bounced back out. 16-15 Eagles win.
2018. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, fellas, that being said, I'll go first. We talked about them earlier, fellas, the 2020 Steelers. Now, you remember how on this podcast we said, I was like, hey, the Steelers are 11-0. And Scotty D said, don't get too happy. Don't get too damn happy. And I was like, why not, Scotty D? And, over the season, Big Ben got a knee injury. He was already limited mobility. Probably was on his way out mentally and everything. So they had like an 11-0 record, but then they like lost 4 of the last 5 and going into the playoffs. Um, so them going unbeaten allowed them to take the AFC North, but it only took 15 minutes into the first game of the playoffs. The first offensive snap, it sailed past Big Ben Roethlisberger's head, and it was down here ever since because the Browns said, you know what? They recovered the loose ball for a touchdown, and then the Browns went out to a big 28-0 lead to lead the opening frame, and ultimately they beat the brakes off of the Steelers 48-37. That's when Big Ben, I think it was his last game, he threw for 500 yards, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and he just threw the ball like he just threw the ball. I'm just gonna throw the ball. I'm just gonna throw the ball. I'm just gonna throw the ball. I mean, don't matter now. So yeah, they beat him at the Acrisure Stadium. So yeah, the Steelers collapsed. It was like, you know what? The stat went over our head. Don't matter anyway because we ain't gonna win. So yeah, the 2020 Steelers lost big to the hated division rival Cleveland Doodle Browns. What say you, Scotty D?
One I had in mind, and you saw the pictures. I had the Mark Andrews drop from last year, and the Roma and the Gary Anderson missing after a perfect season for Minnesota, which would have put them far ahead of the Falcons. But one that stands out to me is, you remember 1986 AFC Championship, John Elway and the Drive beats the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh-wee.
Well, equally painful, the following year, the Cleveland Browns are going in for the go-ahead score on the 1-yard line, and Ernest Biner fumbles the ball. Broncos recover. Broncos win 38-33 and go on to the Super Bowl again. And I really thought that Marty Schottenheimer and those Cleveland Brown teams were good enough to win the Super Bowl those couple of years, or at least Denver went and got the brakes beat off them in the Super Bowl those couple of years. But they were good enough to be in the Super Bowl. They may not have won it, but to be turned away in such heartbreaking fashion 2 consecutive years. But Ernest Biner was a really good running back. He was awesome. And for him to have the ball stripped at that 1-yard line like that and not get in, if you watch the replay, it looks like he scores and then kind of turns around and looks for the ball. He gets stripped on his way in. He was going to score if he held onto that football, and most likely they would have won that game. So that one stands out to me because I love Ernest Biner. I love the Browns, and that one. B-Lev, who you got?
Well, with the stipulation that you gave at the beginning of the question of no Super Bowl, it took out my first 2 initial ones. So I'm going to wait and see if you ask that question about the Super Bowl when that time comes. But I can't get past because usually when I read the answers, I usually try to find something that is like separate. I try to find my own. I really can't get over those 5 interceptions. Jake Delhomme. Because that hurt. Because not only did it hurt that ended our season that year, he followed it up with the first game of the next season, throwing 4 more interceptions and fumbling the ball
against the Eagles, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Yeah. It was
all that. Oh, 2003, 2004, when Jake Delhomme, they like, oh man, you got the Delhomme. He was on top of the world. And when it comes to Carolina Panthers lore, and then 2000, when that happened, that was it.
Yeah.
That led to our Chris Winkie year, and that led to Cam Newton getting drafted in 2011. It was a very quick turnaround. And when you mentioned,
was that the Chris Winkie year? I thought it was earlier. I thought it was like 2000 something. No, that was early.
No. Chris Winkie was 2010. That's why we got the 2011 number 1 pick.
Oh, we had old ass Chris Winkie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that was literally right after the year after. So you get think Delhomme throws 5 interceptions. 2009 he throws 4 to start off the season. Gets benched. 2010 1-15. 2011 Cam Newton. That's how quickly, when you speak of this time of year making people infamous, that game pretty much solidified the end of Jake Delhomme's career. Was that 5 interception game. And so, yeah, that was a tough one to get over, because I don't think we ever quite did until 2015. I mean, 2011 felt good, in 2015 now, but but the future is bright. Yes. Go ahead and ask him about next weekend. What we want to ask the people.
And just to throw in, this is not really a moment on a person, but on the entire Packers defense, allowing Freddie Mitchell to pick up a 4th and 26 when they were a minute and a half away from winning that game, and then losing in overtime 20-17. 4th and 26. You can't give that up, Be Live.
Absolutely cannot.
I think that's one we forgot too. It just hit me. You remember this? We're going into overtime. Heads or tails. Don't matter. We're gonna score. We're gonna get the ball. We're gonna score. First play of the drive. Matt Hasselbeck for the Seahawks drops back, throws a pass. Al Harris gets it to the house. And we never seen Matt Hasselbeck again after that. Like you said, to Be Live. Moments that live in infamy.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot. How did I forget
we want the ball, and we're going to score.
Yeah, we want the ball, and we're going to score.
Said it close enough we do. He's going into the microphone, too. You got to like the moxie. We'd be if they would have won that game, boy, everyone would be talking about him positively forever. But then to throw the pick six like this.
High risk, high reward. It's like, you talk big, you got. Yeah, you gotta.
And it was like what, the first play of overtime, right?
Yeah,
first or second. Yeah, it was right at the beginning. Yeah,
you wanted the ball and you gave it right back up.
I was like, this is gonna be good. Hasselbeck dropped the pass, seals the field. It's picked by Al Harris. Yeah, dog. I know you felt bad. I felt bad for it.
Yeah,
we're gonna get the ball. We're gonna score. Yeah, how'd that turn out for you? All right. With that being said, Scotty D, what's on tickety tap for next week's choices of the voices?
I'm gonna keep that Super Bowl in mind when there be live for an upcoming week. But this week we're gonna ask if your team, your favorite NFL team, needed a head coach, who would you like? You got Mike Tomlin out there, Harbaugh, Brian Flores, Stefanski, possibly Saleh. Ooh, Mike McCarthy. He's a Pittsburgh guy. Sitting out there probably dying to get. Pete Carroll's back out on the market again. Lots to choose from. Lots of coaches, lots of big names out there.
Good question.
Who would you like if your team needed a coach? Mine doesn't. We got Schottenheimer, who's going to win 4 Super Bowls, so Jerry Jones can retire with the most ever. And that'll give us something to talk about next week, Eddie Cool.
And John Gannon, that's his name, John Gannon, right? Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon. You talking about Arizona? Oh yeah,
yeah.
Jonathan Gannon.
It's gonna be funny. Scotty D, do you know the name of your defensive coordinator?
I hope I'll know by then. I hope I'll remember by then.
He's gonna say Rich Gannon. Close enough.
Scotty D, I gotta ask you this. Because we're gonna have to come back anyway for Pepper. But when Jerry Jones said that he wants to be the owner that has the most Super Bowl championships, do you think in his old raggedy ass mind that he thinks that he owns 5 rings?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he probably doesn't know that Kraft won sticks. That's entirely possible.
It was such a boneheaded statement. You're not going to get that.
Are you familiar with his work?
Very.
The boneheaded statements roll off of his tongue every time a microphone goes into his face.
I'm saying he makes some bold, outlandish statements, but that one was wow.
This is my plight.
But I tell you what, man. If anything happens to Jerry Jones, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The National Football League and the sport of professional football, it'll sorely miss him because it won't be as entertaining. It's like, what in the hell is he gonna say this week?
I don't want entertaining. I want a Super Bowl.
It's like, that's not a good thing.
I want to be boring and champion. Like the Spurs. I want to be boring and champion, like Tim Duncan.
Yeah, you want to be the San Antonio Spurs. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Without a doubt, Jerry Jones will leave his legacy. Yeah, it's going. Yeah, it's
blah 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 blah.
it's a thing, but yeah, his antics, that's what we're going to remember him for above the 3 Super Bowl rings.
There it
But yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Doo-doo.
Yeah. Good old Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, I would say keep being Jerry, but
Ugh.
a lot of Cowboys fans say, no, do better, do different. Do better, do different.
He probably won't retire for another 60 years.
Another 60 years. He's gonna take that shot that's gonna prolong his life. We won't be here, but he'll still be here. Like, are you serious, Jerry Jones?
He'll be probably frozen like Walt Disney, still making bad trades at the deadline.
Yeah. Come back. See if we can go get Michael Parsons back. Put me back in the freezer.
Yeah, let's go to Pepper. Let's get out of here.
All right, be live. Grab that pepper grinder. After this break, we're coming right back with a round of pepper. Girl, stop sneezing. Hey, we'll be right back on the Sports Bros podcast.
Ever so lovely.
Okay, boys, let's bring it home with a round of pepper.
You heard the woman. It's time for us to go home and get what I call the hell up out of here. But before we go, a round of pepper. You know how we do it, baby. 3 topics, rapid fire style, kind of, sort of, not really, here to engage, enlighten, educate, and entertain. The 4 E's in no particular order. Almost had a brain fart again, fellas. Y'all better pray for me, all right? With that being said, I'll go first. Fellas, guess what happened on this day in history back in 1908?
Oh my goodness.
1908. That's a long, long time ago.
Uncle Max's birthday.
That's see. I wasn't. I was hoping we were going to get past that without, because it entered my brain, but I wasn't going to say it. And you said it. You just, Uncle Max. I apologize. I had restraint. I thought it. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it, but he said it. We could have went by without it, but it's okay. We here now.
Oh God. Scotty trying to kill me. Oh,
I felt it. Like
I couldn't stop myself.
You guys are evil. Uncle Max, I love you. All right. I don't know about these 2 knuckleheads, but I love you. All right? Look, I'm going all off camera and everything because I can't focus. I can't concentrate because they're making these crazy statements. All right. All right. On this day in history, back in 1908, I just opened up the door for that. All right. The Stanley Cup Championship. All right. In the Montreal Arena in Westmount, Quebec, the Montreal Wanderers defeat. Actually, they rout the Ottawa Victorias 13-1, and they sweep 2-0 of the Challenge Series to win the Stanley Cup. Think about it. Instead of going to 7 games, we're gonna play what the best of what it sounds like what the best of three? No, the best of whatever. So
Best of
2 wins
five.
will get you the cup. Yeah, best
Oh
of
yeah, best
five.
of
Yeah, best
three,
of
two
whatever.
wins. Yeah, wow.
Man, they play the best of three series. So yeah, the
You imagine that
Wanderers
today? Got to play the best of 7 4 times to win the cup.
Yeah, you got to play some hard hockey for real. Yep. So the Montreal Wanderers, I'm glad they changed the name to the Canadians. They rout the Ottawa Victorious 13-1 to sweep the Challenge Series and raise Lord Stanley's Cup, which probably had one rung on it, and they probably held it like this and took pictures with
Yeah, a
it.
little teeny tiny cup.
Yeah, a little teeny tiny cup. I want to do that one day. I want to pick up the Stanley Cup and be like, one day. So, all right, Scotty D, over to you.
Okay. So Brooks Koepka wants back in the PGA, but it's going to cost him. It's going to cost him. He has just a small window, and the only other ones that are allowed through that window are Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, and Cameron Smith, who I believe are all pledging to stay with the Live Tour. But because those guys were champions, major champions since the year 2022, they could apply in this month-long window of reinstatement. But Koepka is going to have to. This is not so bad. He has to donate $5 million to a charity, which not a bad thing to do. But because of the way the new the PGA's share, they get to share the money pool, whatever. He is not eligible for that, and for the next 5 years, it could cost him anywhere from $50 to $85 million. He's exempt from that. He's paying the price to go back to the PGA because he wants to play 4 days of weekend tournaments instead of 3 days. I say, leave him out of there. You left us, Brooksy. You left us. Stay out. Be live. He's paying the price. Over to you.
That's a lot of money just to get back in. Damn.
Well, the PGA sort of knows how much Live paid him. They're like, we gonna get that little money from you. We're gonna get that off your budget.
Well, he probably got a lot of money already from the Live, so he's probably okay with that. But I think the clock could be ticking on that Live tour. I really do.
They've got to secure a major TV deal. CW ain't it. No. I still have yet to see a Live tournament, and I want to watch it, but I'm not going to go out of my way. I can tell you that much. It's just like I need CBS, NBC, something close nearby me. I don't like Fox or ESPN. I don't even watch them too much anymore. But they want too much money. But yeah, we're here with it. All right. Speaking of money, Indiana football. Here's something I did not know. When it came to Indiana football, like we praised them for like not having like the big stars and everything, being money hungry and everything like that, and NIL deals and stuff like that. Kirk Cignetti, great coach, but did not know that Indiana's got some money behind them as well. They've got an alumnus that is big money paper stacks by the name of Mark Cuban. Did you know that?
He does have money. He does have some money.
I know he got that money, but I
did not know he was an Indiana alum.
Yeah, Mark I did know that.
I did not know that. So Indiana in this short Kirk Cignetti term, and now you got Mark Cuban because he's already pledged. He's pouring money into the transfer portal, NIL deals and stuff like that. Are we looking at a new juggernaut in college football? We still got a
I hadn't thought of that. If he's going to pour some money in,
yeah.
I think they already got another quarterback ready to come in, right?
Yeah. They got another quarterback. The transfer portal right now, as it sits, they are ranked number 2 in the transfer portal rankings. So they're literally loading up new talent coming in, and now as opposed to they already had less talent on the team, and they're doing what they do this year. Imagine what Kirk Signetti could do with talent,
Oof.
with money. We're back,
Mm.
and Mark Cuban is right there in the corner. Indiana. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be a basketball school too much
But
longer.
he's from Pittsburgh. We should put some money in the Pitt. Doggone it.
Sorry for your luck. All right, Eddie Cool, the Moneyball.
That was a pretty good movie, by the way. Pretty good movie. The 13th, excuse me, the 13th NFL Pro Bowl. All right. You ready for this one, fellas? Let's see. 13th NFL Pro Bowl, 1963, on this day in history, right? Who sent a message? Leave me alone. The 13th NFL Pro Bowl at LA Memorial Coliseum. The Eastern Conference beats the Western Conference 30-20. The MVPs are Jim Brown of the Cleveland Browns and Eugene Lipscomb, defensive tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yep, they had Eastern Conference and Western Conference, fellas. The Pro Bowl, when they used to hit and tackle the hell out of each other, now it's a bunch of skills events and playing two-hand touch. But it is what it is. Over to you, Scotty D.
Flag football.
Yeah, flag football.
Yeah.
It's about as interesting as the last couple Pro Bowls were anyway. So
At least in the NFL Pro Bowl, they have the flags for flag football as opposed to trendy athletics.
Oh, man.
very true. Very true.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Oh, man.
So the most disappointing game to me of this weekend was the Patriots and Chargers. I thought the Chargers had a shot to go up there, keep it close, and maybe win that game. But boy, did they lay an egg. And Justin Herbert looks like doo-doo. The best game this offense had all year was the first night when they played Kansas City in, wasn't it Brazil? Didn't they play Brazil or Portugal or Venezuela or Mexico or Cuba or somewhere? So the Chargers they decided to fire their OC, Greg Roman. Is that his name? Greg Roman Reigns. Greg Roman. And
Greg Roman Reigns.
Greg Roman Reigns. Greg Roman no longer at the head of the table of the offense in San Diego or wherever they play these days.
Los
Angeles Chargers, yeah. And I tell you what, I think it's an important decision for Harbaugh next year. If you're going to bring this quarterback along, you got to find the right OC because your team is trending in the right direction, but you're leveling off, you're flatlining. That was an embarrassing Sunday night loss to go to New England and not be able to score. And by the way, you are allowed to kick field goals now. Yeah, you get an early interception. You're down on the 5-yard line, and you go for it on fourth down. Take points in the postseason. Be live. Over to you.
It's never a guarantee, so take them while you can.
Take points. I'd see it over and over again. And why is Ben Johnson not punting on 4th and 4 in his own 30-yard line in the second quarter? Punt it.
Yeah,
Bill Parcells would punt it. Punt it.
Yeah. I'd punt it too. Got to live for another day.
Yeah, true.
My second pepper point. I wish this guy would get punted out of the country as he's promised, but the most famous bald head in sports media pundit, especially when it comes to the SEC and college football, stated earlier in the year that if the SEC did not win the national championship this year, he would leave the country. Please, for the love of God, can somebody let me know where Paul Feinbaum lives, and I will go to his house and pack his stuff up personally.
You're not a fan of Paul Feinbaum.
Oh boy. It's one I get it, you work for the network, so to speak, but you don't I need you to be somewhat unbiased in your he is just.
Does he like the SEC?
Oh my God, it's the worst.
Is that his thing?
The literal worst. And the SEC is just so much better than everybody else. We can see it. when it's an even playing field, when all teams are allowed to pay their players, SEC looking real struggle bus right now. And this is now the third year in a row that the SEC not only doesn't win the national championship, they don't even have a representative in the national championship game.
Mm-mm.
So they're not even making it to the national championship. They're not even amongst the top 2 teams, let alone the top 4, and it goes on and on. Eddie Cool. Yeah, sorry, I know you're an SEC guy, so to speak. Your team's in there, but yeah. Paul Feinbaum, pack your itch. Get out. You join Rosie O'Donnell. I shouldn't have said that on the air.
Oh, Lord.
Eddie Cool.
Anyways, I got little ears, and what they say, and Paul Feinbaum, boy, he got some flappers on him.
He got boy.
Him and
Car doors are open.
With the butterfly, with the roof wide open. He definitely got no hair with the roof wide open.
Pull up to the scene with my cylinder. So you look like a jet. Oh man. Who else got a set of flappers on them? That doggone, was it Andrew Siciliano that's on NFL Network? Ears.
All the dark hair.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I can't see
Don't put him in a windstorm. You'd be in trouble. Sorry to our big-eared friends out there.
Hey, chap, I got a quick question for y'all. Who would win a fight, Paul Feinbaum or Andrew Siciliano? Battle of the legendary ears. Anyways, I got little ears. I can't say nothing, but anyways, it is what it is, right? All right, fellas. Scotty, do you enjoy this one? On this day in history, back in 2008, damn near 20 years ago, God, the Orlando Magic knocked down a then NBA record 23 three-pointers, Scotty D.
Okay. Okay.
In 37 attempts.
Okay, they're going down. Keep shooting them.
You know what that means, Scott? They shot
putting them up.
Yep, they shot 62.2%, right?
Woo!
Yep. Hey, at least they were making them.
Yep. Jameer Nelson goes 5 from 5 from beyond the arc as the Magic
he was good.
Beat up the Sacramento Kings 139 to 107. I think Scotty D called Orlando and said, you know what? Just keep Scotty D's. They said, we got to call Scott Donnelly. He might have the answer to our shooting woes. And when they picked up the phone and says, Scott Donnelly, what is your suggestion for us in our poor three-point shooting? What should we do, Scotty D?
Try to shoot 40 of them. Just keep putting it up.
Shoot it. Shoot the three.
Try to get 40 up.
Shoot it.
Just keep chucking the ball. Just keep chucking that ball. Over to you, Scotty D.
Last year, around this time, I know more than once I made the comment that Pittsburgh is the city that you don't have to win as a head coach. You just get to keep your job. Mike Tomlin, Mike Sullivan, Derek Shelton, Jeff Capel, Pat Narduzzi, none of them bringing home any kind of championships, and none of them had to worry about their jobs. Well, since then, 3 are gone. That's right. In the pro sports team, Don Kelly, who took over for the Pirates manager job in May, is now the longest tenured pro coach in Pittsburgh. He took over for Derek Shelton. Some other guy took over for Sullivan, whose name I can't remember. And there's a vacancy within the Steelers organization. In the meantime, Jeff Capel, you're 0-3 in the bottom of the ACC. You're 7-9 overall. You made one trip to the NCAA tournament since you were hired in 2018. Time to go, baby. Clock is ticking on you. Narduzzi, you better put some ice on your cheeks too, buddy. Your seat's getting hot. Be live.
Oh boy.
Get me out of here.
Be Live. I don't know if you know Be Live, but guess where Jeff Capel is from?
Where is he from?
Fayetteville. No, he was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
I did see that. Actually. All right, get your life together. Got that with that dome he got on top of his shoulders. All right. My third and final pepper point. I had a bunch of them, but the ones I brought to you, man, they to me all were third pepper point worthy. But this one right here literally takes the cake. because. So let me just preface this. I'm gonna make this a short, sweet. Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes.
right.
Patrick Mahomes recently lost a bet. He lost a bet to his rookie to a rookie linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs, Jeffrey Bassa. When Oregon faced Texas A&M, I'm not Texas Tech in the first round of the college football playoffs.
I'll bet you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you Texas Tech.
Mahomes, Texas Tech alum, Jeffrey Bassa, Oregon alum. Oregon beat Texas Tech 23-0. And the bet was simply the loser had to wear the winner's jersey for an appearance. So there was a moment of time where you see Patrick Mahomes in an Oregon jersey. I preface that with imitation is the purest form of flattery.
I know you're going. Go ahead.
You know exactly where I'm going with this. Somebody took it to a whole nother level. His doppelganger, former Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola, entered the transfer portal, and guess where he's committed to play college football? The University of Oregon. Come on, bro. Stop giving us this material. Stop it. Like we already calling you Patrick Mahomes Jr. and literally now you see him wearing an Oregon jersey, and not even a week later, you're at Oregon. Oh, he did have the opportunity to transfer to Texas Tech, but he took the offer because Oregon is not actually sure what they're going to at the quarterback position, if their quarterback is going to stay for another year or not. But they're looking at having Dylan Raiola, highly sounded quarterback, but yeah, Patrick Mahomes liked. Timu Patrick Mahomes.
Is he good?
Great value, Patrick. Not he's decent, but he's not world changing.
Okay.
Nebraska went 7-6 this year, well below expectations. Good job, Matt Rule. Keep it going, because this was supposed to be a Nebraska breakout year, but it didn't happen.
Do you guys remember Matt Rule? He used to coach the Carolina Panthers.
And in closing,
that was a distant memory. That was
I remember.
Like that's the reason why I brought his name up. Sort of like,
okay,
yeah, cool. All right, good freaking talk. But yeah, Dylan Raiola following in almost every footstep that Patrick Mahomes has done, except for the actual talent part. Oh my bad, I said it out loud. All right, cool.
Because as soon as I saw that, I'm like, what the hell's going on? And a real quick pepper for free. The Loris Lions, they put in their in South Carolina, they put in their appeal to go from 3A back down to 2A, and it got denied 12-3.
It got denied.
It got denied.
I did read that. I was gonna like message you afterwards about that, but that they are the like as far as 3A schools, Loris has the lowest attendance of all of the state 3A schools. So they that's weird to me because they went to the 3A state championship.
Why? I mean, you might as well stay. If I'm them, I'm staying there because I know I got another shot. I know I got another shot.
I guess they want to dominate 2A, I guess, and got denied.
Hell, they've been doing that. They've been doing that since I think they were 2A when we were in school, if I'm not mistaken.
We were also 2A. we somehow went all the way to 5A last year, but North Myrtle Beach will be 4A the next couple years.
Yeah, we went down and so according to PD Sports Force, it says Laura's appeal to move from 3A to 2A focuses on ticket revenue, maintaining regional rivalries, and addressing competitive disadvantage. They are first on the appeals agenda early today, highlighting the potential loss of revenue. Laura's emphasized that games against Dillon and Waccamaw generate significant income. Dillon, I see, but Waccamaw, all right. And both Dillon and Waccamaw are proposed to move down to 2A. This change would have greatly supported our budget, said Loris. So the geographical right. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out like what region would they be in since they're out that way? Because I think Aner's 3A, and it's a whole lot going on. But anyways, enough of high school football talk. With that being said, it's been another action-packed episode of the Sports Bros podcast. Continue to rate, review, subscribe, and show us some love. And watch us on all platforms. And that link in the description box, click it, and you can follow everything that there is on the Sports Bros podcast. We ain't got nothing to say because it ain't Monday. We ain't watching no wrestling. And those overseas shows are like, come on, man. Don't give us any spoilers. And then closing, do something nice for yourself if you can. Do something nice for someone else. They're greatly appreciated now more than ever. Be a blessing, not a burden. And don't forget your chapstick, baby, because it's cold outside. It's been another episode of the Sports Bros podcast. Be live. Take us to the house.
Yes, sir. We out.
See you next week on your favorite sports podcast, none other than the Sports Bros podcast. Bye, y'all.
WWE, take Paul Feinbaum with you when you go overseas. You got to get out of here.
And leave him there. the wind current in them ears, yeah, he'll fly. He won't have to worry about flying spirit. He'll fly irrit.
How do I make this show end so I can go pee? There we go.